going to take a few moments to get settled in, to get comfortable, and to establish long, deep breathing. Breathing in and out through your nose. Breathing first deep into your belly and letting the breath continue up into your ribs and all the way up into your chest, neck, and throat. Full body breath. And when you exhale, exhale from your chest, and then your ribs, and then your belly. Inhaling belly, ribs, and chest. Exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. And as you continue to breathe, begin to notice the muscles involved with breathing, warming up and loosening up. Allowing you to take deeper, richer breaths in a much more relaxed and effortless way. Allowing your body to soften and relax around the breath. As you settle into your seat, becoming aware of all the places where your lower body makes contact with the ground beneath you. Relaxing your hips and your shoulders. Letting your spine organically lengthen. Letting your head float around on the top of your neck, just like a soap bubble, very light. Take a moment. Think about what it is you would like to cultivate for yourself today. Maybe it's patience. Maybe it's faith and trust. Compassion. Whatever it is. And when you have a very clear beat on what that is, what it is you most want to cultivate for yourself today, go ahead and bring your hands together in prayer and affirm it for yourself. Putting that intention out into the universe. And when that feels very clear for you, very clearly stated and intended, go ahead and let your hands relax back onto your knees. And let's begin to move the torso in a circle. Inhaling forward and to the side. Exhale, rounding back. Starting with very simple, small movements. And as you feel your body warming up and loosening up, maybe those movements can get a little more exploratory. Good. And then move in the other direction. Still exploring. Good. And then come all the way back to center. And let's begin to roll out the shoulders. First, let's roll them forward. Breathing all the way through this and simply taking notice of your shoulders and any tension that you might find there. And as you breathe into your shoulders, into that tension, give it permission to drop. Give your shoulders permission to release and let go. And now let's change the direction, draw the shoulders up and back and down. Up, back, and down. Good. And with your shoulders relaxing down your back, let your chin gently drop to your chest. And as you inhale, come into a half neck roll, first to one side. Exhaling through center and inhale over to the other side. Now, if you tend to have neck pain, maybe you have arthritis in your neck, then I recommend instead of letting your chin drop to your chest, that you just inhale from side to side. Inhale and exhale, moving from side to side. So just check in with your body. If your neck tends to bother you after yoga, then this forward movement where you drop your chin to your chest might be something that's worth avoiding, that kind of a deep stretch in the neck. But if it feels good for you, then by all means, give your body what it needs and what it's asking for. Moving from side to side. Keep going. Breathing. Good. Coming back to center, inhaling. Nice long spine. Exhale, look over your left shoulder and then over your right shoulder. Breathing as you move from side to side. Good. One more time each side, and then come back to center. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, press your right hand into your right knee and bring your right shoulder over toward your left knee. And kind of straighten out that right arm to give yourself a little deeper stretch. Inhale through center, and then exhale over to the other side. Inhale and exhale, moving with the breath. And don't worry too much about when you should be inhaling and when you should be exhaling. Just breathe consistently. That's the most important part. Good. And one more time, each side. And then back to center. And then inhale, slide your left arm out by your side, reach the right arm up and over. Soften that left elbow, drop that left shoulder, reaching into the side body. Inhale through center, then exhale, let's bring it over to the other side. And continue. Finding the pace that works for you. Good. One more time, each side. And back to center. And again, roll out the shoulders. And on your next in-breath, gently twist to your left. Inhale, lengthening your spine. First twist of the practice, so ease into it. Exhaling through center. Inhale over to the other side. On your next out breath, moving back through center. Inhale over to the other side. And moving with the breath. More time each side. And back to center. Good. And with your hands on your knees, inhale, press your heart forward and up, and then exhale, round your back. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. And exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Again, moving at a pace that's right for you. Good. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. And then go ahead and bring your legs out in front of you, feet wider than your hips, hand on the mat behind you. And we're just going to lower the knees from side to side and start to bring some energy into the lower body. And then coming back to center, let's bring the legs out in front and shake things out here. Really kind of wake up your legs a bit more. And then crossing your right leg over your left. Inhale, lift your heart, and as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips and just walk your hands forward. And you can let your back round here and just relax and breathe deeply. Breathing into the back of your body, breathing into your left leg. Coming into a passive forward bend. Good. Let's inhale, walk the hands back in, and this time cross the left leg over your right. So again, inhale, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, leading with your heart, you can walk the hands forward. Let your back round and breathe into the back of your body. So take your time and ease into this. If the hamstrings are feeling tight, you can do like Brian's doing by sitting tall for a while, giving your muscles an opportunity to get used to this idea. And then you can slowly relax forward. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. Good. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. Let's roll the shoulders back and down. Place your hands on the mat behind you, fingers pointing in towards your body. And then bending the knees, place your feet flat, feet and knees hip width apart. On your next in-breath, lift your heart toward the sky and press your hips forward and up. Good. Exhale, slowly lower. Extend your legs forward, reach the arms up. And then exhale, hinging forward, grabbing a hold of whatever you can reach without having to round your back. So keep your spine nice and long. If you really want to touch your toes and grab a hold of your toes, then bend your knees if you need to. The focus here is on keeping a nice, long, healthy spine. You want to open up your channel, right? So think of your spine like an antenna. So you want to open up your channel here. Good. And then on your next in-breath, reach those arms forward and up. Exhale, place the hands flat, fingers pointing in towards your body. Again, inhale, lift the heart. You can bend the knees, lift the hips. Good. Exhale, slowly lower. Again, extend your legs. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hinging forward, finding a very comfortable forward bend that honors your body. It's morning, you're probably a little bit stiff in the body, so be gentle here, ease into things. Inhale, reaching forward and up. Exhale, place the palms flat. Now you can continue to bend the knees and place the feet flat or feet together, and then lift the heart as you inhale, point the toes, lift the hips, looking straight up. Don't let the head fall back unless your toes easily reach the mat. Good. Inhale, deep breath, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, slowly lower. This time, draw the left foot in close to your body. Right leg is active. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hinging forward. Again, finding that perfect stretch where you can keep your spine nice and long without rounding your back. You can do like Brian's doing. You can bend that knee a bit here until you find that sweet spot. Find the balance between effort and relaxation where you can surrender and breathe into it. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up and back, extending that left leg. Again, your feet can be flat, knees bent, hip width apart, or your feet can be together, legs extended. On your next in-breath, lift the heart. Lift the hips, breathe, keep lifting, lifting, lifting up out of those shoulders, using your core here. Exhale, slowly lower. Draw that right foot in this time. Inhale, reaching those arms up. Exhale, hinging forward, finding that perfect stretch. Close your eyes, breathe into this. Good. On your next in-breath, let's reach those arms forward and up. Extend both legs. Place the hands flat. On your next in-breath, lift the heart. Lift the hips. Breathing here. Good. Slowly lower. And now let's bring the soles of the feet together and sit nice and tall. So adjust so that you can sit up on your sits bones if you need to. Rock back and forth a few times here, bringing the outer edges of the feet together like you're opening up the pages of a book. And let's just gently flutter through the knees. Get some energy up into the hips here, keeping your heart open, lifted, nice and light, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, deep breath, and as you exhale, hinge forward at the hips, still leading with your heart, letting your channel be nice and open. Slight tuck to the chin. So imagine you're hugging an orange between your chin and your chest. Very gently though, no tension. And breathe. And you can keep your hands kind of opening up the book, right? That is your feet, with your elbows helping to very gently press the knees in toward the earth. Or you can walk your hands forward and come into Spider Mudra. Wrists lifted, fingertips on the mat. And close your eyes, breathe into this. Good. Inhale, let's walk the hands back in. Draw the feet in close. Let's roll forward onto all fours, coming into table. Good. And now we're going to walk the hands forward, come down onto the forearms, and come into a puppy dog stretch. It's a wonderful stretch for the shoulders. So you could have a block underneath your forehead, or you could put your forehead on the mat, or if you're really flexible in the shoulders, you might be comfortable bringing your chin to the mat. But listen to your body here. Don't force anything. Let your heart open. Keep your hips back over your hips, over your knees, sorry. Keep your hips back over your knees and breathe here. Good. Inhale, lift the shoulders, shift forward, come back onto your hands, coming into table. Good. And now we're going to walk the hands forward again, curl the toes under, and come into a bent kneed downward facing dog. So keep the knees soft, press into one heel at a time as you cultivate that deep, rich, full-bodied breath again. Breathing. If you're anything like me and Brian, you're hearing lots of pops and cracks and joints loosening up. Good. And then you can start to sway the hips from side to side. Good. Coming back to center, loosen up your neck, shake your head no, nod your head yes. Shifting forward into plank. Shoulders stack over the wrists, lift up out of the shoulders, activate your legs, breathing deeply here. And now you can bring the feet together, inhaling. As you exhale, lower your heels to the right. You can reach the left arm up. You can lower the right knee to the mat if you want to, if you need to. You can look down, or if you have a balance, you can look up. And then exhale, we're going to come back into plank. Keep the feet together and transition to the other side. Press the hips forward and up. Lower the bottom knee if you need to. Look down if you need to, or look up if you have the balance. Good. Exhale. Let's come back into plank. Remember, the alternative is to lower the knees, in which case you can extend the top leg as you move from side to side. So this is an alternative. Good. So find the one that works for you. Hugging the left shoulder and hip toward each other, really feeling the strength there. And then transition over to the right side. Same thing, strengthening that right side of your body. Good. And again, remember to take a break in child's pose if you need to. Make this practice work for you. Take breaks as often as you need to. Modify as you need to. Good. One more time to each side. And then come back to center. Press the hips back and up, downward facing dog. And as you press your hands down and forward, think about and focusing on stretching your hips back and up. So get that stretch, that length all up and down the spine, through the arms. Inhaling, deep breath. Exhale, let's lower onto the knees. Feet together, knees wide, coming into child's pose. Let's take a break here. Good. And then inhale, let's come back into downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, let's start to walk the hands back toward the feet. Come to a standing forward bend at the front edge of your mat, bending your knees as much as you need to so that your fingertips can touch the mat, or use a couple of blocks here, or one block, or, like I said, just bend the knees as much as you need to. Breathing into this. Again, shake your head no, loosen up your neck, nod your head yes. Good. Now bring your feet about as wide as your mat, almost as wide as your mat. And you can have the heels and toes out a little bit here, just a little bit. And then bring your left hand front and center. Bend the left knee and inhale, reach your right arm up. And if it's comfortable for your neck, you can look up past your thumb. Good. Exhaling down. Let's switch. Bring it to the other side. Bend the right knee. Right hand comes front and center. Inhale. Reach the left arm up. Let's take a full breath. Exhaling. Again, transition to the other side. Lifting up out of that bottom shoulder. Exhaling, transition to the other side. Inhaling, left arm comes up. Good. Slowly lower, coming back to the other side. And you can stay here and take a few breaths if you want. You can wrap this right arm behind your back. Excuse me. Placing your hand on your sacrum or hooking it onto that left hip. Get a deeper rotation through the rib cage to stack your right shoulder over the left shoulder. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Exhale, lower slowly, transition over to the other side. And again, you can wrap this left arm behind your back if you're feeling it today. Entirely up to you. Even if you're here hanging out breathing, you're getting a lot out of this. So trust and breathe. Good. Slowly backing out. We're going to do this one more time to each side. So again, if you want, you can wrap that right arm behind your back. And the other option, if you're feeling creative today and strong and flexible, you can bring this left arm through your legs and maybe clasp your hands coming into a bind. Entirely optional. I'm getting a deeper rotation. Keep drawing that right shoulder up and back, looking up if you can, looking down if it's too much for your neck. Good. Whatever you're doing, start to unwind, moving with the breath. Let's bring it over to the other side. And remember here, you have the option of coming into a bind. Good. Unwinding, slowly coming all the way back down. Both hands on the mat. Now soften the knees, grab a hold of your elbows and relax into ragdoll. So let your knees be soft. Let your chin be gently tucked. Gently sway from side to side. Breathing, feel the space that's being created in your lower back. That's a wonderful stretch. And then release your arms. Keep your knees bent. Keep your chin at your chest. And as you inhale, slowly roll up. Keep the knees bent. Keep your chin at your chest. Your head is going to be the last thing to lift. And slowly stand tall. Come all the way up into a standing position. And let's stand tall. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths and become aware of your feet on the ground, rooting you, stabilizing you, grounding you, and breathe. Good. Activate your legs. Root down through the four corners of both of your feet, maybe rocking forward and back, side to side, whatever feels good here. Get nice and stable. And then imagine that your legs are like the trunks of a tree, and you've got roots going down and out through the soles of your feet deep into the earth. But keep a sense of softness in your knees. Don't lock your knees here. And stabilize your pelvic bowl by engaging those deep abdominal muscles, just to help. That will organically create some space in your lower back. Let your shoulders be comfortably stacked over your hips. Let your head float around like that little soap bubble I mentioned earlier. Bring your hands together in prayer. And focus on a still point. Focus your mind, focus your gaze on something that is not moving. Breathe. When you're ready, shift your center to your right leg. Extend your left leg, extend your arms, expanding and contracting until you find the balance between those two things. And again, that relates both on and off the mat, like out in your life. If we're all about expanding, we'll be ungrounded, unstable. If we're all about contracting, we're not going to be living very fully, right? So we want to always find the balance. Good. Let's come back to center. Take a moment, just integrate that. When you're ready, shift to the other side. Extend the right leg, extend the arms, expanding, contracting, finding the balance between the two. One more full breath here. And back to center. Good. Take a moment, take a breath. And let's transition to the other side. Extend the arms, extend the leg, finding the balance. When you're ready, You could stay here, or you can lift this leg up high, wrapping it around the other, maybe hooking the foot around, maybe not, that's okay. And then you can bring your right arm over your left, just above the elbow. Maybe the palms come together and maybe not, that's okay. And you can work toward lowering the hips, developing even more strength in the lower body. You can work the arms up and down, whatever you're doing, breathing, focusing your mind and your gaze, but in a very relaxed way. In eagle pose here. Good. When you're ready, let's start to unwind and come back to center. Take a moment, take a breath, acknowledge the difference between your two sides so you know what you actually accomplished there and what your body is gaining from that. And when you're ready, transitioning to the other side. Again, expanding, contracting, finding the balance between the two. Breathing. And you can stay right here or lift that leg up high, wrapping it around. Do your best and let that be enough. This time your left arm wraps over your right, just above the elbow. If it feels right, you can sink down into the hips a little bit more. You can reach the arms up and down. Be gentle with yourself here. Balancing poses tend to be the most challenging for most people. And this is where you really get an opportunity to notice your self-talk. Because remember, whatever you're doing on the mat, you're probably doing out in life. So if you're finding yourself challenged and you're being really hard and judgmental toward yourself, it's probably a good indication that that's what you do elsewhere in life too. So just notice. Okay, if you haven't already, start to unwind, come back to center. Stand tall, close your eyes, hands in prayer. And take a moment to reconnect with your intention from earlier today. What it is you are cultivating for yourself with this practice and the intention that you are setting for the rest of your day and maybe beyond. Good. And now relaxing your arms, bringing your hands to your hips. Let's go ahead and turn and face this way so that you can see what we're doing. We're going to have our feet hip width apart. And with your hands on your hips, hug your elbows and your shoulder blades together so that you're really expanding across the chest. Again, keep the knees soft. And as you inhale, you can press the hips forward and up, lift those lower ribs, lift your sternum toward the sky, look at the ceiling, and keep looking further and further back. And release. Good. So this might feel really good to help you feel stable and supported, especially if you have low back issues. But ultimately, you should really be engaging your core here. So it's not about letting the belly fall out and get into a back bend. It's the core that is driving this, giving you the lift through the heart, right? So if you're feeling strong in your core, you have the option of interlacing your fingers behind your back, pressing your hands toward your heels as you lift and open your heart. So again, exploring here, soft knees, don't lock your legs, and then press the hips forward, soft knees, pressing the hips forward, lift the heart, engaging your core. Think about elongating through the front body. And release. Good. So you can do either one of those versions with your hands. The other option is to bring your hands together into prayer. Take a breath. And again, soft knees, using your core to elongate the front body to get further and further into your back bend. And release. Good. Now soft knees, press the hips back, fold forward, Bring your hands to the mat. Take a few breaths here and feel your lower back releasing. And you can straighten one leg at a time. Move it from side to side. Breathing into your lower back. So a lot of times we'll have lower back pain, especially if we are dealing with fears around survival and around like money issues. And so because the body really is the storehouse of our emotions, this is where we process our emotional energy. And so sometimes these show up as patterns in the body. So if you're feeling like you've got some tension in the lower back, then just check in with yourself and ask yourself, have I been feeling any fear around money? I know this economic situation has some people in fear. And so now see if you can call into your experience a sense of faith and trust in life and in yourself, that everything is going to be okay. So maybe even repeating to yourself silently or out loud, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. I am well cared for. Good. When you're ready, on your next in-breath, walk the hands forward, coming back into a downward facing dog. And then lower onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. Roll out the shoulders. Take a few breaths. Notice how you feel. And now let's slowly bring the legs forward. Coming down onto the mat, hugging your knees in close. Rocking from side to side. And bringing your arms out nice and wide, placing your feet flat on the mat. Scooch your hips over to the right edge of your mat. You can cross your right leg over your left, and then inhale, draw the knees in close. As you exhale, lower your legs to the left until your legs and your feet are resting on the ground, on the mat. If this is too intense, then simply uncross your legs. And remember, you always have the option of putting a block or a pillow between your knees or under your knees. Again, do your best and let that be enough. So modify your practice to make it work for you. Ideally, you want both shoulders relaxed onto the mat. Heart is open to the sky above and to the earth below. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Good. Inhale, roll back onto your back. Bring your hips back to the center of your mat. Just take a deep breath here. And then move your hips over to the left edge of your mat. You have the option of crossing that left leg over the right. Inhale, draw the knees in close. Exhale, lower your legs to the right. If it's too intense, uncross your legs. Again, modify as needed. Good. Shoulders relaxed, heart open. Good, and on a big in-breath, slowly roll back onto your back. Hips back to the center of your mat. And let's bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees fall out to the sides. Lift your arms above your head, grab a hold of your elbows, let your arms relax back. Close your eyes, take some nice, long, deep breaths here. Allowing your hips to release. Good. Slowly draw the knees back together. And then with your knees together, walk your feet as wide as your mat. And now hug your knees in close. And as you exhale, bring your nose toward your knees, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Good. And then you can relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Straighten and relax your right leg. Straighten and relax your left leg. Let your feet be as wide as your mat, and let your feet fall out to the sides as you relax your legs all the way up into your hips. Let your arms roll out by your sides, palms facing up, very receptive. Tuck your shoulder blades gently up under your heart for support. Looking up at the sky. As you allow your breathing to slowly relax, you can let your eyelids begin to get heavier and heavier until they slowly close all the way. And feel yourself transitioning into relaxation, into Shavasana, corpse pose. Give yourself permission to let go here. Give yourself permission to have an experience here. To practice surrendering and letting go. Give yourself the gift of this present moment. Let your breathing be very organic, very natural, very effortless, spontaneous. Let the breath breathe you for a while. And feel yourself unwinding more and more. Feel yourself getting lighter and freer. Noticing all of the strength that you've cultivated here within yourself. And at the same time, the space, the flexibility, the openness. Feeling strong and soft, all at the same time. Enjoying the space, the sense of freedom, the lightness of being. Let there be space between your thoughts. As you let go more and more. There's so much wisdom and deep intelligence available to us in that space between our thoughts. Give yourself permission to go deeper. Tapping into a place, a much deeper place inside. Enjoy the space between thought, the space between things, the space in your body. Relax into this space that you've created. Enjoy how you feel. And let this moment right here, right now, this feeling that you have right here, right now, allow this to set the tone for the rest of your day. And when you're ready, begin to breathe deeply and intentionally again. Breathing deep, rich, intentional breaths. Beginning to wake up your body again. becoming aware of the mat beneath you, becoming aware of the room that you are in. Taking another deep breath, becoming aware of your arms and your legs. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll your head gently from side to side. And on your next big in-breath, lift your arms above your head into a full body stretch, stretching from your fingers to your toes. And as you exhale, hug your knees in close and roll over onto your side, either side. And rest in a very comfortable fetal position, letting your head rest on your bottom arm, letting your other hand touch the ground in front of you, and taking a moment to thank and acknowledge Mother Earth for her role in your practice today and in your life today. And be aware of how you feel. And whenever you're ready, on a big in-breath, you can slowly push yourself back up to a seated position. Oops. Hands together in prayer. Taking a moment to tap into and notice how you feel. Notice the energy around your intention for this practice. And just notice if anything's changed, if it's stronger, if it's evolved into something else. Just simply notice. And taking just another moment to acknowledge the divine light that shines within us all. In salute, we say, Namaste.